Hello, welcome. Nice to be here. I'm excited to be here. This is an interesting time we're playing, and it's an interesting time for multiple reasons. But the primary reason, it's an interesting time for you. It's an interesting time for me. We're doing something now that has been thought for eons of time, and it's now. It's all now. It's all happening now. It's a very interesting experience. And part of the experience is the shift from you, me being told this is how we live our life, to you, me creating this is how we do our life. So this park bench project is one of those experiences that we get to participate in. And it's an interesting experience from the standpoint of you are the creator being here creating something specific. Now, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't part of your purpose. Just kind of how it all works. If you don't have an interest and there's nothing drawing you to something, you walk right past it. But this is a very big project that we're playing in. And so we're going to see how this evolves at this point. So welcome to being here. Would you take a breath, sit back, be comfortable? And would you find a sense of ease? Just it's that relaxed, comfortable exhale with nothing to do. No demands, nothing pushing on you. It's that moment where you simply exhale and allow yourself to be comfortable. Now, another breath. When we set out to do Park Bench way back at the time of COVID, we were really very clear about what was going to happen. There was a requirement, and it was the time to build a new realm of consciousness, to begin to put the architecture together, the landscape, the environment, create an atmosphere of joy and beauty and happy and just that comfortable smile in the heart. And it set out to accomplish that task, and it went for about 33 months, I think, if I recall correct. And it was successful. And we came to a point where we took a pause. We said, let's see what happens from this point forward. And we came back last June, July, whenever that was, with a really specific purpose, because what was about to happen in the next 6 months was really going to be significant. And you already experienced that all through that period, building into September and October, November, December, January. And then it began to be really clear we were going to just push it right out to February, and then we would probably pause once again. But there was an opportunity that came about, and the opportunity said, push the pause out a couple of months. And so to explain that right here, we're going to pause next week. We're going to come to a pause this week, next week, and a pause. And we'll play here, kind of become obvious to the pause. But again, just sit back, be comfortable if you would. The pause is a necessary state of being. It's a point where you step back and you observe and you look and you allow and you choose how you wish to engage next. In this particular 6 months or more that we've been playing in, 8, 9 months now, I guess, is really about setting in place not only the architecture, the landscape, the environment, in terms of the structure of where this new realm is going to go, but it was very much about structuring you, the creator creating the creation, to experience the creation as the creator of the creation. I just made that up. Take another breath. Oh, I didn't make it up. It's exactly what we set out to do. And in this process, we've been actually very successful. And much has been put in place for this coming, really 2 years. 2 years. The end of the next 2-year period, when you look back at this period, it's almost going to be somewhat unrecognizable. Where we are, third dimension moving into fifth dimension, is going to be much more defined in many ways, more choices in a lot of ways, but a very clear direction as to the unfolding of this new realm of consciousness. So again, another breath, if you would. Sit back. Just kind of enjoy yourself for a moment. So this session, next session, we're going to come to a pause, and then we're going to watch. That pause allowing you to choose what you have put in place to get to play with. And from everything that we see, you're going to like what the opportunity is. And we're going to expand on why it's going to be an exciting opportunity in this session and next session. So again, another breath, if you would. No hurry. Nothing to do. There's nothing broken, nothing to fix. It's just simply, would you enjoy you sitting on your park bench? No place to go. And kind of with the next breath, would you just notice a sensation inside that is kind of a push? So I won't call it an anxiety. I won't call it just simply there's a tension expressing itself outwardly that's really unconscious, but it's always there. It's that third dimensional, I watch out for, etc. Would you just take a breath and would you relax into that park bench you're sitting on? And look out. Look out. There's beauty, well-being, ease. It's comfortable. In the last 2 sessions, a lot was set up. One of the things that was brought into an awareness was the word hope. Hope. Hope not as a vibration of despair, wanting something else, but a vibration of excitement, of possibility, of opportunity, of allowing what you desire to come. Hope, framing it from a very different perspective. And as you begin to express hope from the standpoint of excitement and opportunity, hope illuminates exponentially. It becomes brighter than all the parts of hope. The other thing that was fascinating in the last session we played with at that equinox, and there was a sound that was coming. There was a rumbling that was coming. There was something really deep that was starting to be conscious. We kind of expressed it as if it was this massive herd of buffalo running. And you heard it, and it was exciting, and it was just something's coming. That sound's deepening. That sound is coming. That sound is really exciting. We're going to explain that in a manner here. This sound, this feeling, this elevated sense of something's happening. It's really kind of fascinating. So when you look at the native indigenous tribes all over the world, the shaman always knew something. Shaman always understood how to change the weather. And it wasn't hard. It's not hard. Changing weather is not hard once you understand how to change weather. And to a great extent, and much more, but in great extent, it's a high pressure zone and a low pressure zone. It's going on all the time, all over the planet. But when you can change that high pressure zone to a lower pressure zone or vice versa, you basically create good weather or you create rain. And it's all about changing the spin of the vortex. If you spin the vortex one way, everything expands, becomes quiet, beautiful, nice day. Spin the vortex the other way, everything begins to come into focus, and that clouds, the weather, the rain begins to start. Not complicated, actually. Kind of fun to play with, to do. And there's something else. There's something called cymatics. Cymatics, interesting, a little different. It's a science, in a manner of speaking, where you place sand on a metal plate and put a vibration into it. The sand begins to bounce, begins to become extremely active. And it's very unstable. It's bouncing all over the place until it comes into a particular alignment, a particular vibration, a particular arrangement of frequency. And in that point, everything changes. You wind up creating geometric shapes, cubes, star tetrahedrons. You begin to create a realm of consciousness where the disruption becomes orderly for a moment. Change the vibration a little bit more, the orderliness falls apart, and you're seeing sand bouncing all over the table. Now, why are we talking about that? When you begin to play with changing the weather, or begin to play with where we're really focusing, changing those two pressures, high pressure, low pressure, one of the things that happens between those two changes is you get tremendous turbulence. Now, just take another breath because we're setting this in motion. Turbulence, lots of wind. Rain hasn't started, but the wind certainly has started. And that wind can be extremely disruptive if you're trying to do this very rapidly. You create an intense pressure of disruption. Just like the shaman, they understand how to modulate the disruption, create a nice rainy day. Take another breath and sit back. Because see, as you begin to play with what is the vibration and what is the frequency, being really simple again, is see, frequencies flow and they're unseen. We label everything frequency, but most of the time that's a mislabeling. That frequency is smooth, it's elegant, it's unheard, it's unseen. It has no vibrations in it. It's just this elegant, smooth flow. When you begin to play in that space between where the turbulence is, you begin to have the capacity to alter the frequency, change the vibration, and create a rather elegant flow of well-being. Another breath. We're just setting this up. Depending on how you hold your attention and what awareness you choose to focus on, you have the ability to change the entire game, the entire experience. And you see this sound that's coming is intense in the most amazing way. We'll play there in a moment. But would you sit back again? One more breath. Just allow me to set this up here, not in a hurry. See, as you begin to move closer to frequency, the beauty, the elegance, the flow, It's really like basically beginning to ride on the wind, not push against the wind. And way up in the high elevations around the earth, you get winds at 100, 200, 300 miles an hour. And yet we just sit on the earth and we may feel a slight breeze. But the sound that's coming is really significant. And when it's modulated, when it's intended, when it's used, when it's really kind of corralled on your terms, it begins to be a flow. You begin to ride the wind. And this is where it's coming. That tremendous rumbling that's starting to occur is there for you to command. Now, another breath. You're the creator creating the creation. And you're the creation that is experienced by you, the creator. How elegant would you like to create your creation? Now, another breath. Notice we've just kind of started changing the energy. We're beginning to move closer and closer to that wind and the elegance of the wind, not the turbulence. You see, you're sitting on your park bench. And as you sit there, one of the things that is there to be realized, this is my creation. This is my movie. And as you begin to recognize the turbulence, you begin to recognize the 3D, you begin to recognize the noise, you have permission to stand up and walk out of somebody else's movie and basically craft your own. This is your park bench. This is your movie. Now, another breath. What do you wish to give your attention to? Now, would you take another breath, and would you just bring your attention to that heart space? Oh, that beauty, that smile, that heart space. And would you be very clear, there is no noise in this heart space, or there's no need for attention to noise from this heart space. There's beauty and ease and elegance, wonderful feeling. You see, elegance is something that's in this wind. It's something you command. It's something you ride. Elegance, beauty, joy. Now, you notice how the energy is changing. You see, right here, this is how you begin to change. Is it from the turbulence to the ease, to the flow. You begin to move out of that vibrational state that's on the vibrating sandboard, and you narrow it down to that one frequency where it bumps into or just rubs against another frequency, and creation is created without turbulence. Another breath. And this is where the answer, what do I want? This is where the answer to, how do I do it? How do I do it? No, it's not a complicated answer to the question, how do I do it? And see, many of you who are playing in mastery right now is really setting the framework for everybody else. You're beginning to understand how to command the electron into the atoms, altering the molecule, creating the cell, beginning to create a reality, an architecture, a landscape, an environment. It's not difficult. It's just simply recognizing what you already know but have never given attention to, commanding that electron. And as those of you who are playing there are beginning to do it, beginning to understand the flow of frequency and the choice of vibration and the attention point from your park bench, what do I want? Everything begins to come to you. Now, you don't have to be in mastering alchemy. You don't have to be in mastery. You don't have to be anywhere. It's just simply, you're in it right here. This is it. Altering the frequencies of thought, changing the harmonics of matter, applying the elements of love to create the desired result. It's so simple. Another breath. Now, one of the reasons that the time for the park bench was extended into this month of April is because of Easter, because of Ramadan. Because at this particular moment, on this particular day, hundreds of millions of people all over the 3D world, for whatever reason, shift their attention to beauty, to well-being, to love, to opportunity, to hope. And there begins to be prayers and meditations towards hope for something better. What a marvelous opportunity to simply take that whole movement of people bringing attention to love and hope and beauty and simply beginning to step in and elevate their desire with your desire. Begin to raise the vibration of hope into beauty, opportunity, possibility. You see, it's that moment where everything, in a way, is in a chaotic state, and you have the capacity to bring your attention to love, hope, beauty, this heart space, this sitting on your park bench, just simply elevating, raising what is being created to the next step. You see, that's really what love is. Love is that excitement, excitement to excite. And here is hundreds of millions, for all you have to do is simply say, take a breath, sit on your park bench. There's nothing broken. Bring the attention to hope. Hope with beauty, with opportunity, with possibility. And you change the game right now. You bring it into a different vibration where there's no turbulence between the rain and the beauty. There's no turbulence on the sandboard. It just simply moves into the alignment. There's no effort being made for you to create well-being on this day. Now the breath. Now, would you bring your attention into this heart space once more and realize you're in the octave, that very coherent flow of laughter and joy. It's that expression of ease. There's a buoyancy, there's a laughter, there's an appreciation, there's a respect, and there's a admiration, there's an excitement about co-creating, cooperation, well-being, just well-being. I like me. I like you. Is there anything else necessary other than simply smiling, laughing, enjoying yourself? Kind of look out on your park bench and see all the possibility an endless possibility, opportunity. You see, and what happens right here is you're not looking at 3D. Now remember, 3D can't even see you. You see 3D, but 3D, they don't see you. 3D is wound up in 3D, too busy at being in 3D. But here, on this day, hundreds and hundreds of millions of people shifted their attention from their 3D to possibility. Yeah. Another smile, another breath. Would you just bring your joy up a little bit? Because it simply resonates all over 3D. It's like somebody walks into the room and says, hello, and everybody smiles. They weren't expecting to smile. They weren't expecting the hello. They were just showing up to do what they thought they should do, and somebody said hello to them. And they got excited, and there they are in their excitement with the capacity to excite love. And here you sit on the park bench in the octave and building a new realm of consciousness of beauty and well-being, respect, dignity, kindness, uplifting, co-creation, cooperation, possibility. There you are on your park bench, creating the frame of a new realm of consciousness. And this frame of consciousness is whole and unto itself. There's all kinds of multiple possibilities, but this creator is the creation that you wish to experience and wish upon others. Now, we've been building this landscape. Remember those Swiss Alps and that wonderful lagoon with the whales and the dolphins? And it's a pleasant day. It's warm. And you're just sitting there on your porch, looking out at beauty, comfortable with yourself. Comfortable. The environment has become comfortable. Now, let's pause for just a little bit right here. And would you just simply savor this comfortableness? This is your creation. You are projecting as possibility. You will excite many who could not be excited about the Swiss Alps and the dolphins swimming with the whales, and they're all jumping and playing in the water, and it's a nice day. For many, they don't know that until you show up. Nothing to do except be here, right now, here. This is who I am, right here. And would you own it? I'm the creator, creating my creation. And it's 100% for me. Really selfishly, this is for me. I'm creating for me. I'm giving to me. I'm going to have this joy and excitement for me. And as it condenses, as it begins to be that vortex pulling down into a condensed smile of joy, this is for me. It explodes and radiates outward for all others to see what's possible. You see, that excitement in you excites others to excite. Love. Simply being in love. It's not complicated. I enjoy me. Enjoy. I am in joy. Me. I am in joy. This is me. Enjoy. Another breath. Now we're just setting this up. We're still in motion. That's exciting. There's more. There's more here. There's lots more here. That sound that's coming, that rumbling, that deep, you just kind of hear it. I mean, it's just, the metaphor is thousands of buffalo running, and you can feel the ground. It's amazing. And there's no fear. They're running in joy. And that energy is extremely magnetic. This sound of something big unfolding, that feeling, this, just feel it. Listen, it's evolving right here. And see, this is where creation begins to start presenting in some fascinating ways. You see, just like the shaman understands, they begin to start to swirl the vibration. And at the top of the vortex, way up there, it begins to move. And it begins to move faster and faster. And it begins to condense, and it begins to become that vortex, and it starts to pull down and down. It gets tighter and tighter. Really exciting. Tremendous power of creation. Tighter and faster. Enjoy. And this is where the piece of today comes into play. Right here, that feeling of elegance and just watching the smoothness. There's an aspect of Creator called the Holy Spirit. And there's an aspect of the Holy Spirit called the El Shadai. El Shadai. I kind of just say that to yourself and then notice, because it's in this massive vortex of power. Enjoy. It's not in the third dimensional space, not even seen in the third dimensional space. It's that sound, that rumbling that's coming. Oh, it's here, but it's coming. And the interesting part is it doesn't destroy, it doesn't compete with, it doesn't fight with 3D, it doesn't improve or fix or change 3D at all. It simply begins to be such a presence that the attention to 3D falls away. It becomes so elegant, beautiful, smooth, gracious. There's no place else to look, because this is unmatched. As this comes into this consciousness where we play, everything unlike it will simply no longer hold attention. Exciting, yes? It's elegant, beauty, spin, El Shadai. Say it to yourself in your head once or twice, and then say it out loud, and would you just feel it? It's a sound template of great power within love. El Shadai. And as you say it, it's a sound tone. It begins to organize, it begins to elevate, it begins to radiate frequencies. And the frequencies never collide. They don't move into vibrations that are scrambled and noisy and loud and erratic. It's as if they just ride with one another, the frequencies, and they layer and they layer and they layer, and the beauty and the well-being and the opportunity to simply ride the wind and command the power of love in elegance. And why are you being told this? Because you're the creator being creating. Recognizing I didn't come here to just do what I was told you. I'm here to create. I have purpose. Would you just have another breath, and would you just bring yourself into this alignment, El Shadai, and kind of feel it and have a sense of the vibration beginning to spin all around and through you. Now feel it. And this is partly why we brought attention to changing the vibration and speed of light from that 30, 60, 90, right up to the speed of light. Because this is a very different speed of light. And as it begins to spin, the patterns of color begin to present. The sound begins to be something never heard before. But it's this sense of power, not force, power to create. And it's soft and it's smooth and it's elegant, and there's no conflict, there's no frequency, there's no rubbing against one another. It's simply, I would like this apple so I can feed the child. And the apple appears. And the child walks away with a smile. And you smile. It's kind of another breath and that allow that spin to begin to start to have a sensation in the body. El Shadai. And every time it's spoken and thought in word, sound, tone, it simply begins to move the third dimension away. No destruction. And again, would you be comfortable, relaxed, in that heart space there, beauty, smile, and ease. Give to yourself 100% for having for yourself. And it begins to condense, it begins to compress, it begins to be, I like me. And then that expands to, I like me, I really like me. Allow. Can you allow you to like you? There's no opposing force. I like me. And that vortex begins to amplify, begins to establish, begins to hold the presence. And be very clear, we are not in 3D right here. And it's right here is I like me. This Project Park Bench, this new realm of consciousness is being amplified. You're beginning to bring density into the new realm of consciousness, a sense of tangible, something happens when I bring my attention here. And it's on this day of Easter, whereas you, like you, in this tremendous power that is beginning to be experienced, observed, it is radiating out into those hundreds of millions who are hoping, praying, wishing for something better. And as you, like you, they will have opportunity to like them. You see, you're also doing something rather significant that is not conscious. You see, on Easter, those last words spoken, Father, forgive them, they know not what they have done. You see, because the message that was intended was this message that you are sitting in, this aspect of Yeshua and others, because it was many others that were bringing to the third dimension the opportunity that was not accepted. Oh, no big deal. Density was too harsh. And even Yeshua says to you often, I did many things, but what you will do will be far greater than what I did. That's correct. He says it often, that's correct. See, right here, this vortex of elegance, this state of love and peace and calm, beauty, was the message Yeshua came with, and you are to deliver. And the delivery is simple. There's no responsibility. It's I like me. Look at me. I'm enjoying me. This is for me. I'm happy with me. I like me. See, it's that having in this elegance with no restrictions, no friction, no turbulence. On a day like today, hundreds and hundreds of millions who will not see you tomorrow will be influenced by you today. And your whole responsibility, take a breath. I like me. And this elegance is so smooth. And the architecture, the framework, the landscape, the environment I like me. The El Shadai simply expands. There's a power as that vortex begins to spin. Everything unlike this beauty is pushed to the side. Nothing is destroyed, no one is hurt, there's no wars fought, there's nothing to fix. It's just everything unlike this beauty just falls away. Another breath. I like me. And one thing that comes with this, I like me, and beginning to play in this vibrational field of the El Shaddai, an aspect of the Holy Spirit, is you begin to impact everything. Everything. All vibration that is not in this alignment falls away. The disruption within the earth begins to stabilize. The third dimensional game begins to just fall apart and move away. The awareness of well-being expands. And what was no longer will be. Peace, calm, well-being, comfortable. And that El Shaddai, as it moves in and through every cell of the body, every molecule within the cell, every atom within the molecule, the electron is altered. The fundamental building block of physicalness is being elevated. Let's just sit for 2 or 3 minutes with this sense of elegance and beauty. And another breath, comfortable, very much at ease. I like me. Would you bring your attention again to that El Shaddai? Would you say it in your head and maybe say it out loud 2 or 3 times? And what you'll notice is it will begin to expand with every attention point. You say it again, it gets bigger, it gets more focused. It begins to, there's a joy that comes with it, and there's a smile, a peacefulness, and a sense of command that has no force. El Shaddai. El Shaddai. It is infinite. It is sound and color and light and love and infinite. And elegant and exquisite and just simply right there at the fingertips for me, to have for me. And as it expands, you expand. And as it expands, the thought, the possibility, opportunities to have for yourself and give to service to others begins to be an endless flow within the vortex of El Shaddai. So we'd like to ask that over this coming week you play with this. Get it all over you. Wallow around in it. Laugh with it. Allow it to begin to raise the vibration within you. And when we return next, we will build upon this. Would you sit often this week on your park bench, building your creation, that architecture, the landscape that you would like for yourself, the environment that you would like to experience. Smell the great smells. Taste the great tastes. Hear the sound tones that are now being presented. Your environment is expanding significantly. As we said last, you no longer are the caterpillar, but moving towards the butterfly. Everything is transformable in this state of conscious. Another breath. Sit for another moment with this El Shaddai. And then we will play again when we meet next. Blessings.